So, all right, on this special edition of Coach Campus, I have a person that I've been watching play ball for over 20 years now, 23, 24 years now. When he first came to Pittsburgh, he's my first official guest on Coach Campus. None other than Black Magic, aka BX, my man Carl Krauser.
Let's go, baby. We in this movie, baby. Coach time.
Hey,
That's not
hey,
me. Coach time.
hey,
Back my journey,
definitely.
baby.
Hey, I got the pit on too. I got the
Always
pit on
love.
too. So,
Always
you
love.
know, man, I appreciate you for taking time out to do this interview.
No
Like I
problem.
said, I want to get into how you got to Pitt, your time at Pitt, and then your overseas ball, which you've been doing since, okay?
All
So,
right.
first off, we all know you represented hard. We know you from the BX. We know you from
Yes,
the
sir.
Boogie Down. We know you from the Bronx, man. The Bronx, the home of them Yankees.
Yeah,
So,
baby. Always love.
so I appreciate you. So, Carl, my first question to you is, how did you first hear of Pitt, or how did they come talk to you?
Oh man, I was playing AAU. As always, a shout out forever to my coach, Paul Doc Naselli. Always love to Mama Naselli, Uncle Joey and them, assistant coaches, and everybody that was a part of the program. Because it started with the student athlete Broncos, man. Right there, just that point right there changed my life. Like entering with the student Broncos changed my life. When you talk about you ask me how do I get it's kind of funny because I wasn't getting recruited by Pitt. I was getting recruited by Texas and different other schools, Hofstra and different other schools, right? And as I'm going playing the AAU ball, oh baby, it started cooking. You know what I mean? All the letters start going crazy. I got FedEx, I got UPS, I got SPS, I got WPS, I had the Bronx PS. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Everybody's coming here with these letters. You see the people walking up. You know what I mean? Like my man Doug Heffernan. They coming in there like my man King the Queen. They coming in, and the mad people, they like, Isaac, they here. People around my block call me Isaac. They're like, Isaac, they here for you again? You got another package? Hey, Isaac, you got a package. I come from the store. So getting recruited like that, it was a dedication, just a hard work dedication, man, a testament to what you can do, how you can come out of nowhere with all of that hard work. So with that said, killing and busting my butt at AAU, I got put on in so many schools. And Doc was like, the school Pittsburgh, they coming to look at my man Jeff McMillan and Justice Graham. And they coming to look now. Justice Graham is 6'8", 6'7", he's like 6'6", 6'7". No, he's like 6'6", 6'5". Like, good lefty, shifty left-handed swing man, you know what I mean, from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
He had some game, you know what I mean? He had a nice jump shot, he could pass the ball, you know what I mean? And then he had a good feel for the game, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna talk about no defense sometimes, but we're gonna talk about that other thing. That other thing is not. Yeah, I mean, hey, it was just different. The rest we could teach while we're doing it. You know, you got to scream at us, come on, play D. All right, we got to help. You're gonna get us some buckets later on, so you gotta cover that, gotta match it. So anyway, it's comedy. Always love the Jeff. Oh man, we had Big Jeff McMillan, Big Jeff, man, aka he was a claw. He had them big old hands, man. He was getting those rebounds and outletting that thing like it was a Nerf ball. It was crazy, Jack. It was fun playing with Jeff. Because you just run out, you're gonna get that outlet pass, you should have assist, you know what I mean? So they were getting recruited. Jeff was getting recruited by a lot of people, like damn near everybody, and UCLA, everybody, USC, everybody. So when I see Pitt and them, and they getting recruited. I'm like, I see Doc. I'm like, Doc, hey, where they going? They going to Pitt? Who's Pitt coming to see? I want to go to Pittsburgh. I want to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Doc said it like, Carl, don't worry about it. He had one vocal cord. He's like, Carl, don't worry about it. Your time will come. Just relax. Your time will come. I'm like, man, my time is here now. I'm right here. You ain't see me? I'm right here. You feel me? So when Pitt was recruiting Jeff, they were supposed to do this two-way deal, and no, three-way deal with my man Corey Spencer, a.k.a. D-Bowl from upstate. And Corey Spencer was a 6'5" big man. You know, he was almost like my man Greg from Boston College, the big strong kid, Greg Smith.
Yeah.
Greg Smith. And he was kind of like him, you know what I mean? One hand.
Yeah,
move.
like a strong power forward, yeah.
Oh, I gave it to Debo one time. I gave it to him. We playing Atlanta Celtics. Jonathan Hargett. Shout out to Jonathan Hargett. They used to call him the little Allen Iverson back in the day.
Okay.
And we playing against them, Atlanta Celtics, man. Oh, my goodness. In the double pump tournament down in Cali, Jack. I was getting busy on them. You know, they keep talking about all these guards are better than this, better than that. All right. Let's see who's better when I get off this court. I bet you I'll be better. I bet that, though. And I bet I win. That's what I'm talking about. All these people they talk about. Let's get back to live action, though. I've ripped Jonathan Harker. He tried to cross me with the Allen Iverson crossover. You know he's known for the Allen Iverson crossover. So I ripped him, steals it, and I get down, throw that thing behind my neck, and my man Debo. Chop that thing, boom, chop that thing off. Debo come down the middle. And now I'm still under the basket. Breaks the backboard. It goes crazy. The joint shatters all over the place. Somebody's buzzing out. I hit glass on my head. I'm running all crazy. I'm like, oh, this is great. That was the first time on my head. It hit my head. I'm like, damn, they took up a couple of these things so I can go. But it was because of he had no school. So I was like, yo, you come rock with me. You come rock with me. Best believe I'm going to get you a school, fam. And that's what I used to do, get people schools too. So that's another system. Man, when they came to recruit them, I was like, let me do my thing. And then lo and behold, later on after that, now Pitt wanted me, you know what I mean? Pitt wanted to recruit me, and I had a bunch of schools recruit me, so it was crazy. The recruitment just went out the building, like by each game, each performance, my stock just kept rising and rising and rising. I'm playing against the top guards and killing them, finishing them. You know what I mean? So it's now like looking like, oh, Carl Krauser. Now my rankings is going up, you know what I mean? And I'm going to a school in Stevenson, which is pretty much shaky, camp. It's pretty much lean on me. It's Rikers Island in there. We call it Baby Rikers. It's OD bananas. I'm talking about people get cut, all types of it's going down in there. People been guns and everything in there. I'm talking about we was wilding in there. I'm talking about people sneaking in lunchrooms, getting beat up, tossed up, all types of stuff. Bitch flipped over. People playing spades and all that like yourself. They beating, you know what I mean, making rap songs. We beating on the joint, going crazy. It was wild. Like, hey, it was just unruly. I'm talking about people ordering people to go get them extra milk. So go get my milk, and then go get the extra milk. Go get the vanilla milk. Don't get the white milk. Go get the vanilla milk. No milk. It was crazy. It was just fun. It was funny stuff to see how what you like the stuff that you had to go through and progress. The stuff I had to go through and progress and learn how to become a better person. You know what I mean? A better human being. And change from being a little wild. You know what I mean? Aggressive. Because you got to be wild and aggressive in New York City, the Bronx. If you're not wild and aggressive, brother, you are different. Because we all touch. We all touch.
Hey, you from the concrete jungle, baby.
You know what I mean? Jungle. If you in the jungle, Jack, you better know how to eat. You better know how to get off. You know what I mean? You better have that self-confidence. And that's what I know. I know how to lead. That's why people follow me. I know how to lead. I'm not waiting for you. Why would I wait for you? I'm going to eat, Jack. I ain't got no games for nobody. I want to play with you. I want to eat. So, you know what I mean? So, with Doc and them talking about, now Pitt want to recruit you, and we meeting in these hotels, and they coming to watch me play at Hofstra, and stuff like that. They coming to bring the Krauser jersey in. I'm like, Ben Howland brings the Krauser jersey, and I was like, well, this is different, man. And that's what I'm talking about, brother, man. Go ahead in there, Casey. Let me see that thing, brother. So, he had that thing up there, put that thing, twisted it. I was like, yeah, I like this. And they not too far from New York. You know what I mean?
It's not too far.
6 hour drive, 6.5 hours drive.
That's all it is.
45 minutes, 2 hour change flight. We all right. You know what I mean? They playing the Big East.
Yeah. Hey, and you want us playing Madison Square Garden. That's where the tournament's at every year.
I'm telling you, we got to hit the Garden. I've been watching people play in the Garden my whole life. Like, since I've been playing ball, I've been watching people sneaking in the Garden, getting tickets from people, watching their college careers before mine. You know what I mean? So I got a chance to live big moments. I've seen high school people going there and playing. I'm like, oh, my blessings. I can't wait to perform. I wish I could play on there. I was sick of watching LaSalle play and stuff like that. And then I'm watching Fordham and these other teams play against St. John's, and St. John's play against Duke, and Boosie Jordan went crazy. Like, I'm at these games. I'm watching these stuff. Just certain stuff was just like, it's in you for real. It's got to be in you. You got to be dedicated and want it because it hurts. You got to be real passionate about it because it's going to lead you somewhere where sometimes it's going to be a shaky road or it's going to be a tougher road, but you got to keep fighting and keep pushing. You got to want more. You know what I mean? So you got to dare to be different. can't just, in New York City and different places, it's so easy, and all around the world, so easy to get what? Dysfunctionalized when you're distracted. You're all over the place, looking over here, worrying about what somebody else wearing, wondering what somebody else got, how much money they had. You know, I grew up kind of poor. So I was working, you know, I had to struggle. I had to play with holes in my sneakers. I had to flip the sock and all that. You know what I mean? I had to do the different stuff. You know? So playing hoops in the sun and all of that in the tournaments in the Bronx, New York, man, Boston Beach, it's like 90 something degrees below you. On the court, it's it's burning. It's burning. I'm not talking about above us. Above us is like a buck and change. 90 something degrees below you while you dribbling the rock, man. You playing on lava. We had lava feet. You know what I'm talking about? We was doing the Bruno for real. We was out there running. You know what I mean? It was crazy, man. I was sitting there like, yo, fam, it used to be so bad. People's sneakers is like the rubber used to be burning. So we just played in different tournaments and kept playing and kept competing. And that was another part of how I got a chance because you get the word of mouth. You know what I mean? You have to go out there.
Yeah, back then we didn't have the social media all like that. Now we had message boards, but we didn't have the instant gratification of we're gonna with the video phones. Back then there was no video phones. You know, you had the camcorder. People had the camcorder, but then that's someone's own personal thing. He wasn't putting stuff on the internet. So you said something. You said something. You were being recruited by Ben Howland. People forget that Ben Howland was here before Jamie Dixon was here. So now, when you got on the team, when you decided to come to Pitt and you got on the team, is that when Howland left and went somewhere else?
No, that's after he left. After I was here, you know, we let him up in the projects when he came to the home and visited everything, you know, just made sure he was safe and all that, because he was nervous. He was scared to death. He was shook daddy. It was funny as ever. As he the Bronx in the projects, people outside, he's going to get a little different, bro. You know, he's still a little worried, a little nervous. You know, it's all right. You got to show people the love and the power of the community. You know what I mean? The community unity is big time, you know, and it extends its grace sometimes when you, depending on who you are. Depending on who you are.
Depending on who you are.
You get that grace. If you know somebody else shaky jack, you might get boop box. You might get maybe hit box. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was good. So he started recruiting me, you know, he was recruiting me heavy. He was asking Doc, you know, about me, like in person. Another coach, Coach Slice, he used to recruit me sometime, you know, come to the game and, you know, talk to me a lot. He was just the talker guy. He got to talk, you know what I mean? Because he's from New York, too. So they always think a New Yorker going to be with a New Yorker.
New Yorker going to be with New Yorker.
That's what they think. They don't know. We see people. We see people. We be laughing at people that be thinking all type of stuff. That's your thought. That's your assumption. You know what I mean? You got to stop assuming and make the A out of you. You know what I mean? Look, nah. You just be assuming stuff. Oh, everybody from the Bronx know each other that play ball or something. Or everybody from New York. No, it's not that way. And everybody from New York don't care about everybody from New York. So
because everyone kept on saying. I remember whenever you had your run, you know, Brandon Knight from Jersey, so you're right outside New York, so he's Jersey. But whenever, you know, Levance Fields after that, whenever they were having when Pitt was having their successful run of the New York tri-state area guards, they always said Slice was the one who put it all together. So, you know, when we're listening to the games and stuff like that, you know, they're showing Slice on the, you know, they're showing him on the bench, you know what I mean? And, you know, they got the slick back hair and everything.
I'm telling you, man, that man was comedy, man. Man. He loved all the Italian movies. Watching it, he was like all the Italian, the good fellas. So, he used to be funny, man. He used to be getting people hyped and riled up, man. Some of the guys, but you know, he recruited some of these guys, you know, Chris Taft and Fields. But other people, you know, they was coming, you know, we talking to each other as New Yorkers and trying to figure out the ground, and you know, they saying we've been having success and winning. And I'm the star point guard at that time, you know, star point guard. So we winning. You want to come around winning. You want to play around winning. So I just had to talk to them about what the purpose was, you know, what the goal was for us as human beings and as just collegiate athletes. You had to think about what we're here for. You know what I mean? You got to be a student athlete first. You know, get your grades. You know what I mean? Because you got to have something to fall back on. We're not getting paid this NAIL money. You know what I mean? We're not getting that. You know.
And we're going to get into that. Now, Carl, what I want to ask you next, because we know every time you would get fouled and you go to the free throw line, you hit him with the X, and I'm like, man, I'm like, yo, this dude. I was like, this dude's amazing. And then we started hearing, oh, he got other nicknames too. They call him Black Magic. I'm like, oh. So if you could tell people, how did you get your name Black Magic?
Oh man, I got that nickname, man. That old black magic. You know, it's that old black magic, like a Tribe Called Quest. You hear my man Cat Williams say it with me
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean? It's like a whole certain thing. You know, like Pimp Name Slickback. What did you say, Boondock? It's like, yeah, it's that old black magic. You know what I mean? So my man Hannibal, salute to Hannibal from Rucker Park, from Harlem. Always love to the Hannibal, man. He's the electrifying one. You know what I mean? He used to get on the mic. It's Hannibal, the electrifying one. It's this and that. He used to have the WWF belt around his waist. He used to come in there and hold the belt up and all that. I'm talking about it
Yeah.
was the Entertainers Basketball League for a reason. 155th Street, Rucker Park, man, polo ground. Crazy.
Hey, and if people don't know, Rucker Park is where people make their name. If you can ball, you got to go play at Rucker Park. You got to get on the blacktop up there. How was your experience playing up there at Rucker Park?
It was one of the best experiences ever. You know, being 16 years old, I'm like 15, 16, and it's like all of these grown people, you hear all these stories. You hear about Skip Malou. You hear about the Bullet Smith. You hear about Future. You hear about, Dancing Saint the Dribbling Machine. You hear about the Terminator. You hear about the Predator. You just thinking about the name that you're hearing. You know what I mean? You just hearing about General Electric. You're hearing about Hot Body. You're hearing about the Mania. You're hearing about everybody. These are bug names. These are names that might think that, it's violent. It's a violent sport. Even my man Carlito's way. I'll be right back. All love to my people. The Fabulous had a good one. Fabulous, the kid, man, he had a Fabulous. He does have a good one. That's the right one. You know what I mean? But that old black magic came, man. It was just so real. I'm just being ready, being prepared, working on my craft, staying in the park. They always used to say, stay ready, and you will never have to be ready. I mean, get ready. So I say, yo, I'm staying ready. I'm here in the gym. Nobody's came yet. I'm here in the park. I'm right here I'm getting hit in the head by sticks and all of that. I'm getting hit in the head by everything. It's just going down. So with that, I'm in that park and my one of the coaches, J-Bo, he was driving past the park and they know I'm going to be in the park working on my craft. And he drove past the park, and because one of our players, Belmont Rodman, he was late. They call him IX Tiger. He went to Fordham. One of the people I went to go watch too when I was younger, play at Fordham, and we play at different schools. So I was able to be around different people who actually was playing collegiate basketball and doing different things, and so I can watch and do different things. You know what I mean? Learn what to do, not to handle things. Different stuff. And so he was late. He was the star point guard, and I was right in the park. So J-Bo pull up. You see me? He's like, yo, you want to get in? You want to come play? You want to go play at Rucker? They're going to be late. I'm like, yo, I can't go over there. Like, nah, you bug. I'm out. I thought about it. I was like, nah, I'm always going to bug out. Like, you know what I'm saying? My boss going to go crazy. She's not with it. She's like, look, man, what you talking about? Rucker Park, going Rucker Park all the way in Harlem. And then you don't know what's going to happen to you. I can hear it go. So I'm like, man, I snuck off. I was out. I jumped in the Jeep Cherokee. I never forget it. I jumped in that Jeep Cherokee, baby. And we was hitting on Bruckner Boulevard, Bruckner Highway. We hit the Bruckner, and as we driving to the Bruckner on that highway, I'm nervous. I'm not going front. I'm anxious nervous because I've been there before. I watched those games before. I stood out there. I was the one young kid out there early at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, waiting for those games to start at 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? And being on that long line that you heard about. Rucker Park is the illest tournament in New York City. So everybody should come. All the stars used to come. You know what I mean? That's how you see all the stars there. So I get there, man. We pull up and people don't know. When you get to Rucker, everybody changes inside this garage. It's not a garage, like a parking lot. And everybody pulling their driverless cars all over. This famous dude. You got your fancy cars. You got all your Bentley stuff. You got everything you want to see there at that garage. Jack, there's all type of stuff going on in that. In that parking lot. It's sick back there. and there's all type of stars. You see all type of stars walking. You see all types of ex-NBA players. You see all types. You like, goddamn, but what's that? So it's crazy. It's like you're an Apollo and a celebrity something at the same time. It's ball. And you see jewels, you see big jewel chains, you see every ice, all that. You see everything. It's kind of balls. You like, damn, dude, you ready for this? You ask yourself, yo, you ready for this moment? You ready for this time? It's my time. It's time. I told myself I was going to get to the NBA somehow, some way, from street ball or something. I don't care how I was going to get it. You know what I mean? This is a fact. I'm laying in the bed, catching cramps, all that from not eating. So anyway, yo, we walk in, then you walk in the park. After you walk out the parking lot with your team, like your squad, like you walking with an arm, and there's mad people. You know, you got the entourage, you got people back, you got people from the hood there, you got everybody back. I'm talking about it's jam. So you got the whole following. You looking like with everybody back there, and so you walking, you going inside the park, man. There's a first little entrance. You got to go get pat down first, and then you come in. Once you get in that joint, it's like somebody locked the gate behind you. It's crazy. Like, hey, no coming out. Yo, you get that feeling. You're like, damn, you closed the gate for real. You can't get something. Yo, so you walk, and there's another entrance. It's like a little gate right here, and then it's the big bounces, like the whole big tall bounces, all this stuff, big wide, it was amazing. So now that's the last gate. That's when you hit the court. You hear the music playing, everything, your heart's beating, the joint's in here like this. And it's going crazy. Like, you know, it's a serious moment. Everybody's going to see you. If you mess up, the whole New York is going to know, and they're going to kill you forever. It's not a game. You talking about getting a nickname from something else. The pressure back then in the real 550 cents, real ballers. Oh, baby. You messed up one turnover. Oh, boy. They calling you everything under the sun, Jack. If you come out there scary, they're calling you everything. They'll make up the nickname for you. They'll throw it at you. So anyway, I got in, man. We on the layup line. I'm feeling good. I'm doing all type of stuff. I was just working out. I'm doing stuff. I'm like, you know, because you got to do stuff on the layup line. So they could be like, ooh, who's that? Who's that? You know what I mean? Because it's about the exposure. So they see, you know, they got to see you can handle yourself around these grown men. You know what I mean? And, man, I'm doing my joint, getting used to stuff, hitting jumpers, wilding out with the handles. So you can see you got handles. Man, we playing the game, tip-off happened. Hey, yo, my heart almost went out my mouth. It was crazy. I was like, oh, no mom spaghetti. It was no 8 Mile. I said, chill. This is it. Your mother told you stay focused. I stay focused. I got that rock off the rebound, fast break. I'm coming down, going crazy, in and out, going crazy. Jump between the legs. No look. Oh, bugging out. My man made the leg. They doing crazy. And he's like, hey, I'm doing my little jump and run down. You know what I mean? You got to have a little funny drinking skip or something. You got to have something with you. You know what I mean? In the bag.
Yeah. You got to be a showman out there. You got to be a showman.
You got to. Look, it was crazy. So they go crazy. Boom. Oh, all right. They're like, yo, my man Hannibal's on the mic. He's like, yo, who is this kid? You know what I mean? Who is this? And they talking now. He's confused. He's trying to come up with something real quick. You know, we get the steal. Bam, get the joint again. Oh, between the legs the other way. Oh, drop the thing the other way. No, look, man ran over here. They do it. Yeah, they go. He bugs out. Wow, later. Bust. Like, yo, chill, go, chill. This is crazy. Oh, I got a call. I knew him. What's his name? That was magic. This is that old black magic. The star is born. You are here. You are born. It's that old black magic, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, I did a couple more tricks, Jack, and it was so unreal. Like, I did a couple more tricks. You know, who wants something for? Like, oh, I was sick. I'm sick.
You know, I'm feeling good. Let me
keep going, baby. You got to, you know what I mean? Let me cook. So, man, you stopped the fried session, man. My man fried session because guess who came? Bear came. I said, damn, man. He came all late, man. You guys, man, put him on the bench, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one out here bringing this stuff by.
Yeah, like where was you at when I was cooking? Yeah.
And that CD came about the park, and Dwayne Martin come back. He's like, man, get to the back of the bus. No, that was the other guy, the other short little guy. Yeah, that was 55. He was hating. He was mad. He was like, man, get to the back of the bus. He thought he was going to get in and do his thing. I felt like him. I was like, damn, I didn't get a chance to take it to their face. I wanted to get down. But that's how I got the nickname. My man Hannibal, man, the one. The man.
Shout out to Hannibal, man. Shout out to Hannibal, because we all know you by that. And then you come to Pitt as a freshman, and the team is coming off of a successful year before you get there. You're coming in, you have the ex-Pennsylvania High School Player of the Year and Chevy Troutman there. You have Brandon Knight, who is doing his thing from East Orange. You got Julius Page from Buffalo. You got my man Big O on Ontario Let, doing his thing down below. And this is the time where, this is the time where if you're from Pittsburgh, you're so excited because in the 90s, it was tough being a Pitt fan in the early, the mid, almost late 90s till Ricardo Greer got there. It was tough because we was having losing seasons. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the Jerry McCulloughs, people like that. He was a tough point guard. I love, my man Vonteego Cummins. I love all them cats. But now the new era's in there, and you come in and you're a freshman. And I know you're probably like, man, I want to start right now. But you're behind Brandon Knight. But you playing every game. You playing every game that season. You guys end up going all the way to the Elite Eight, losing to Marquette and Dwayne Wade and the boys. Like, I'll never forget. I was a freshman in college that year too. I was in Bethany College in West Virginia playing football. And I remember watching that game like it was yesterday, because I'm like, oh, we're going to the Final Four, baby. We're going to the Final Four. Dwayne had about 2 to 4 points at halftime, and then the second half, he just starts cooking, and we end up losing 70. Tell me about your freshman year, how you had to adjust your game when you got to Pitt.
Well, first I'm gonna say I appreciate you and the love and giving us that elite love butter. I appreciate it. We should have got that elite butter. You know what I mean? We should have been that elite.
Yeah.
We championship all my experience in collegiate basketball at Pitt, But unfortunately that didn't happen because you having a little attitude problems. But we're gonna get back to that. You know what I'm saying? But if it's real life is, man, we went to 316, you know what I mean? We went to the 316 each year. We should have definitely went there. And Wayne Wade definitely, he went out of the second half, due to the coaching switching and all that and other stuff. Points in the second half. Yeah. It was just crazy. That freshman year, it was like I was told I was going to start because they was tired of Brandon Knight, all this stuff, and all the stuff that was going on. So this is my knowledge. Flags are telling me at Notre Dame, I'm calling from Notre Dame prep, and they telling me all this. I'm calling Ben Howland, I'm talking, they telling me talking all that crap, right? I'm from the city. I'm from New York. People try to gas me and lie to me all day. Give you that artificial stimulation. Knock it off. I'm right here. I'm here. I know what it is. You know what I mean? So when you look at people in their face and they lie to you, come on, oh, you gonna be this? Are you gonna be that? I'm like, all right, bro. Like, the boosters control Pitt at the time more than the coaches. You get what I'm saying? So those people had to say who was gonna start, who wasn't gonna start. No matter how much I was giving them buckets and working them out at the game practice and all of that, it don't be mattering sometimes, And then that affects some people's confidence. But like I said, I was never lacking self-confidence. Always willing to turn it up whenever and however. It didn't matter. So when I'm in practice, you know what I mean? It never would. I come from playing against NBA players all the time since I was 15 years old. Star Wells and all these other people and giving them the work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about playing unlimited tournaments and the Fat Joe tournament, playing against all the top people, man. Richie Parker and all these top people. I'm talking about all the top people giving us athletic 3, 4. Like, they couldn't stop me at 15 and 16 years old. Yeah. So people were waiting to see that when I got to college. You get what I'm saying? It was like, when I got to college, it's like, you playing in this system. And the system, that's why I was trying to get out of here. I was trying to leave. I didn't want to go. I was telling Ben Howland, I don't want to come here because you're not really going to let me start. You're not going to let me really play like the way I play. You know what I mean? You're going to try to put them some reins and cuffs on me and had me try to play
Yeah.
like a Cajun, like a white dude, man. I'm not a Cajun.
Yeah.
I'm not Caucasian. I'm not white, man. There's smell in me, man. You know what I mean? This is as white as you're going to get right here, Jack. That's it, Jack. You know what I mean? But I know how to play the game instinctively. I know how to think the game. I know how to calm down and play a basic half-court game. I knew how to do it all. So I was like, yo, you got to stop and knock it off. I know how to call. I know how to remember the plays and call the plays myself. I don't need to look to the side. I remember Ben Howard. I looked to the side one time during that game, during the game against D. Wade and them and Marquette. I looked at him like, oh, coach, what you want me to run? You know, just being respectful.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he said, don't ever look at me. Oh, that's what you need to tell me. Positive happened. It's just certain things we already knew because he knew I was already calling the plays and doing stuff like that. You know, you got to pick up. They wanted you as an NBA point guard to be ready and developed already when you come into the NBA. So you had to have these skills that we practice on. So we're practicing these skills and knowing this and being ready and knowing the intangibles that leads and comes with this game of basketball. I had to direct people to that spot. You got to direct them. You got to lead them. You know what I mean? You're a leader. You're the king. You're the coach on the court. This is what you have to do. 1 + 1 is 2. 2.5. You do the math. We did it. So I'm sitting there like, yo, we playing, and I want to play. I want to play a lot more minutes, and I gotta wait for now. I gotta wait for Julius Hayes, you know, to come. Jerron Brown. So he found Brown out first. So Julius wouldn't say that. So, yo, the whole thing was just bold, man. Like it was bogus. People be like, they be complaining about getting subbed out. So now he'll try to find a way to sample, and then sub somebody else out. He'll go like this. He'll have this mini card, right? And he'll fold it like this. And then the next thing you know, he'll be on a joint like this with the folded minute card and saying who's playing this minute, how many minutes is this and that. And then he'll be subbing you out. Yo, it don't matter. Like it has a time, 13, 40-minute mark, or sometimes a 14 minute mark. Like sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like, goddamn, bro. And I come out at the 6 to 7 minute mark sometimes. It's like, yo, bro, this is crazy, man. It don't matter if I three, but it don't matter if we had the momentum. I'm like, yo, this is a recipe for losing. Do that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it was difficult. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I got to go through a lot, man. I had to fight, you know, every day in practice for my position. I had to fight every day in practice, you know, so people can understand I'm not the one to push around. You're not going to push me around. You're not going to keep me in practice. I'm not going to be cheated in the game. I came here with real heart and truth. I came here to be a leader, and I came to be an NBA star. I didn't come here for people to try to attack me, and we're right here playing together, and we're at the same university. We're supposed to be fighting for the same goal. What the hell are you fighting me for? What are you trying to do? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Hey, Jack, we trying to win a game.
Yeah. And then, to me, so that happened your freshman year. So now your sophomore year.
Wait, hold on. Let me get to this too. Hold on one second. We used to, my freshman year, they used to give some of my stats to B Knight. It used to be crazy. Some of my stats used to be given to B Knight. I was like, yo, Stan, there's nobody else in college basketball in the history was going through this but me. There was things I was going through here at Pitt. Nobody else was going through that. I'm talking about almost getting kicked out of school for no reason. I'm talking about everything. You talking about having a strong heart and being disciplined and controlled. I'm talking about when they giving Andre Babbitt first team all Big East, and I deserve it. I'm averaging more, I'm doing more, and my team winning. Like the next year, that's when we're going into the sophomore year. So I'm just saying, there was certain times where they was leaving me out of stuff and taking stuff from me and doing stuff and think that was going to break me and make me weak. Showing them that BX strong, that real New York strong, that real heart.
That BX strong. Yep, facts. And then, like you said, piggyback into your sophomore year, you come in, you run the show. You average 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So you run the show. So now you're the leading scorer of the team. You have Julius Page there. You have Jerron Brown. I always call Jerron Brown, I always call him the Swiss Army knife. I feel like he did a little bit of everything. You know, so he'll do the dirty work. He'll do stuff like that. Then you had the freshman come in, Chris Taft. You had the freshman. Now you have a big man now, 6'10", 6'10", big man who obviously had the NBA body, had the NBA potential, end up doing that. You end up that season, you end up playing against Oklahoma State in the Sweet 16 with Eddie Sutton, who had Mr. Defense himself, Tony Allen. You had John Lucas, whose dad was a famous coach and things like that, and he's actually doing good in the basketball world. But tell me about going from going from I can't wait to get my time to now it's your time to shine in your sophomore year. Tell me about that sophomore year.
It was something easy for me because I always had to wait for my time. You know, I had to learn before I became a leader. You know, with Doc, I had to learn. You know what I mean, from Rucker Park, I had to learn. You know what I mean? So it was nothing. Even in prep school after winning the championship, there's certain things that you know that you can do as a human being, and you want to show other people that you can do it. You know, and you have to show them that you can do it. You know, because you want them to have the confidence. If you don't get the confidence in your coaches, you're going to be on the bench for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that transformation after being with Brandon Knight for that year and knowing what to do, you know what I mean, feeling more comfortable in the collegiate game and the speed and the tempo, everything, getting used to all of that, and having up through your stage, Ron Brown, Mark McCarroll, Jerry Demetrius, and those guys, just those are all good guys. Debbie Troutman, all those guys. They helped in certain ways because I was trying to bring the toughness out of them. That high energy value type of basketball. That real rough New York City joint. So I wanted to bring that type of vibe to Pitt. And that up tempo type of vibe. So I changed all of that with having Chris Taft, my man Ticket, salute to Chris Taft, with having Chris Taft and the boys, and the fellas. It was awesome, man, because I had to show them as a New Yorker, I'm a leader. I'm stepping to be the leader. People might have wanted to see Julius Page and then Jerron Brown be the leader, but no, this is my team, Jack. I'm the point guard. It's gonna run for me, and this is gonna go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You guys get along, get on the train, and get left, Jack. That's it. It's no, I'm waiting for you. I told you, I'm not waiting for you to take my ticket. I need my ticket. I'm gonna get mine. Why would I wait for you? I know my money better. I feel that way. That's my confidence. You know what I mean? If I would have sat there and let somebody else take my confidence, you would have never heard of me. I'd have been a transfer or a person that could sell off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I never lacked self-confidence, as they said in the video. You know what I mean? In the game. I'm not waiting for nobody to say, hey, Carl, let's go. I'm in the gym shooting for hours. I was going to sleep in the gym. That's how I got better. I was going to sleep. I used to teach Sam Young and the rest of the guys how to sleep in the gym. They used to tell me, the security guards used to show me how to turn the lights off inside the field house, the Gerald Field House, because I was in there shooting 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 in the morning. You know what I mean? Coming into Peterson Event Center when they built that thing. I'm in there at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 in the morning. You know what I mean? I'm going in, crazy. No music. No nothing. I'm just going in because I have no music in the practice. I have no music in the park. All I had was myself, my ideas, you know what I mean, and my passion. And that was my commitment, you know what I mean, to myself and God, that I'm going to make it out of here. And I'm going to show people from around here in Bronxville Project, always love. And I'm going to show people from the Bronx or wherever you're from in the world that you, if you keep fighting, if you believe in yourself and you keep studying, working hard, you can make it. So when Chris Taft and those guys came, I just told them, yo, you work hard in that weight room, you work hard in practice, you're going to be good, you're going to get to the NBA. Just listen to me. You run the floor, I got you. You rebound, I got you. I got your back down here helping you rebound. You block the shots, I got you. I used to challenge him to get double-doubles every game. You know what I mean? So when he was kicking Terrence Francis and those butts down in Notre Dame, I had challenged him. I challenged different people every time before the game. So it was just, I took things as a mental challenge because I learned from Magic Johnson. I learned from Isaiah Thomas. I learned from the great point guard before, coming in there singing, coming in there making jokes, making practice more fun for us because I know it's boring for them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got to change the mindset of practice. I don't want them to be like, oh, we don't want to practice today. We don't want to do this today. We don't have time for that. We all trying to accomplish something, and we trying to make history. We were walking around with Arrow pastel sweatpants and no pockets, the Central Park jogging pants from Terminator, the old Terminator from 1982. That was horrible. You want to walk around with those things? That's embarrassing. We were freezing out there. We were shivering. This thing would be up walking around with those terrible clothes. We was fighting for our life here for real, Jack. You talking about our sneakers were so heavy the back felt like we playing in Timberland. It was crazy. We had Tim. We was rocking an Adidas Tim. I didn't understand it. We played. Jerron Brown, his pro model, his foot came out of sneaker in practice. Came out the sneaker. I never seen that. Not even the project, not nowhere else. Like when people playing with holes in their sneakers, I seen the toe come out and it come out the sock. But I never seen a whole foot. He could have hurt himself for real.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, we were so hard. We was going so hard. But then, we gained the respect by winning. You know, from practicing hard, we was hitting each other hard, throwing each other places to get to the chairs. We was
And you were
it,
30,
it,
you were 30, you were 31-5 that year. You were a 3 seed. So Pitt
yep.
was on the map. You know, y'all had Pitt on the map.
Yeah, they was
It
giving us the
was
sneakers, Max. They was giving us everything. The Adidas want to come down now and see us. Now the referees want to talk to us and give us little tips. Now we got the head
yeah,
of the referee official coming down. We had Teddy Valentine coming down. We had
yeah,
everybody. We had everybody. I'm talking about celebrities want to come pouring in now. Sophomore year,
yeah.
Jerome Bettis, everybody come pouring in.
And that record at home that y'all had during that time was crazy. It was that record y'all had was crazy. Your years there, it was like if you came to Oakland to the zoo and you won, you deserved it. But it didn't happen often. It didn't happen often. So but I respect y'all, man. And like I said, y'all lost to Eddie Sutton and the Cowboys. And like I said, you had Tony Allen, Mr. Defense himself, Mr. Tony Allen and Luca. What was it like playing against Tony?
It was fun, man. It was fun because he was a tough Chicago guard, from the hood too. He's from the hood, so it's always fun to play against different people that come from different strong backgrounds. You know what I mean? Where you have different characteristics and different ideals and different things, and you have to go to different tribes and tribulations to get through. To get to the point that you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might be in the game, some people.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
watching him do that. I was like, he's not doing that to me. We're not going for that. I'm not letting him punk nobody on my team, Jack. I'm not letting him do none of that Chicago stuff. I don't care where you from. I don't care about Chicago stuff. None of that. I don't care you from the West Coast, East. I don't care where you from, but you're not punking my team. You know what I mean? Not this guy.
Yeah.
You bugging. So I was like, yo, we talking during the game. He started talking and start that joint, as they say, our Chicago Wolfers. We call it just being extra, you know what I mean? He's just talking out of
Yeah.
chicken to us. He's running the chicken to us a lot. And he's saying
Yeah.
this gangster stuff, though. See, me, I'm
Yeah.
different. Like, I am so different if people even realize, boy, I tell you, I work so hard to calm myself down. I work so hard to calm my temper down and everything else, Jack. Oh, my blessings. Man, boy, you don't even know how, man. So he's talking all crazy. I'm like, yo, we balling and stuff, but you can't see it in the game. And on the one I have, you can't see it. But I stopped and I turned to him. I was like, yo, you gonna keep the basketball? I'm gonna smack. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna smack it like that. Like you keep talking crazy, because I forget. I forget where I'm at. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I be forgetting I'm playing them games, and I be like, I'm ready to fight.
Especially when you're in the heat of battle. Yeah, when you're in the heat of
Yeah,
battle, you
it's
know what I
quick
mean?
to come. Yeah, it's quick to put them things up and do that thing. That ain't
Yeah.
nothing. So I'm like, so he said it on the podcast. Salute to Tony Allen, all respect. He said it on the podcast, and that's what I'm saying. Like certain people knew I was focused and everything else, but they knew I was about business and I was serious. So we kept playing because I already knew he couldn't.
Yeah.
So when I was guarding him, I wanted to show people I'm guarding him down low. I'm 6'2", 6'3", and I'm guarding him. And I'm locking him up. He got one dunk because of the foul trouble. I was in foul trouble. I knew they were trying to get me in foul trouble to get me kicked out of the game. So that's the strategy the refs used to try to use because they didn't want us to beat other people. So once I already caught on to that, I had to play smart. I had to do this. And Jerron Brown and Julius Page was like, hey, look, get us to halftime, and we're gonna turn up and help you. Now, mind you, at the first half, I was cooking. You know what I mean? I was cooking.
You was cooking with Crisco. You was cooking with Crisco out there.
We
Yeah,
got that step, man. That wild out magic, at the wild out magic at it. You know what I mean? I had to sprinkle that thing, so it was like let me cook. So and with certain plays you could see in the game, like sometimes they want to get that rock back. When I'm cooking, I get a rock back.
Hey, when you got someone feeling it, they pass it to you, you pass it right back and give it to them so they can get the position and do what they want to do with it. When someone's feeling it, you got to give it back to them. Hey, you got it. We got to work through you right now. We got to work through you.
That's it, because they're creating what? All the attention. They create all the attention, so it becomes a drive and draw, a drive and kick. It becomes one of these games, or a drop bounce pass, you know what I'm saying, or alley-oop, something easy. But some people always want to feel this feeling in their body. Oh, I got to do this. It's my time. He's doing too much. I got somebody going to say I didn't shoot the ball at home. Somebody's going to say this. Yo, knock it off. We trying to win. You would have won. You could have got the ball the next game a little more. You know what I'm saying? But look, it's just little stuff that makes you lose. You know what I mean? It wasn't like They was better than us like that. We was winning. We was doing our thing. And we
You're
like,
doing
but
your
it's
thing.
you gotta,
Yeah.
it's the extra effort. You know, the extra effort to not be scared, to rebound the ball, to go out there and contest and block a shot, and not to run and look at it. You know, it's just that little intangibles, little things you need to do to win. The
Yep.
reason why we lost certain games is because either somebody's frustrated about something or somebody's, you know, just uncomfortable with something. And instead of asking or speaking up, they didn't do it. And then some of the coaches, you know, they didn't do a good job with not pissing people off before games and big games. You talk about big games, you want to piss somebody off. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? It's just not the smartest thing. You're going to have him go out there confused, comfortable, angry, frustrated, and now he's not focused for the game. That is bad. It's nasty work because that's somebody's kid. So I would never be that type of coach. But we had to mask a lot of stuff because we were winning. You know what I mean? And winning can help you mask a lot of stuff. You don't see a lot of the stuff that's going on, the arguments. You don't see this. But that's what makes a family, a team, a team. And if you can get through that and prosper through positive progress and in communication, because communication rules the nation, then you can do it. But if not, you're going to go as far as you can go, and then you're going to have a stop because that thing is out. But we believed during that year. We were all together. We were rocking. We were strong. We were hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a different experience playing against Tony Allen and those guys. You know, John Lucas there. And oh, my goodness. They had, man, he's the bucket getter. Graham. They had
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah, Graham.
So we set it off, and Big Ivan, my man Big Ivan. Those two made big plays during the game that changed the game. Like, oh my God, one time I did that at my business. I talked to Ivan about that at John Lucas camp when I went out to Houston at John Lucas camp. They couldn't wait to see me get Oh, it was like, we can't wait to see you kill John Lucas. They couldn't wait to see me kill John Lucas again. You know what I mean? But that's later.
And then, so
wait.
Hold on.
Season, I can't get past it. Salute to Spike Lee, man. I appreciate you, Spike Lee, because at that game, I'm talking about my brother, my mother, all salute and respect to my family, my brother, my mother, and my nephews were there, I think, and my dad was there, and they came, Spike Lee came right from his seat. It was right over here. He came, walked over to them. He was like, oh, I can't wait to see your son play for the Knicks. Y'all Knicks fans, right? Y'all from New York, right? And then, you know, he was going in. And my dad's been a Knicks fan since little. I've been watching the Knicks since I was little. And Spike Lee came over, showed them love. I turned and looked, and I could see it from the court. And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, how special is that? Because I met Spike Lee when I was a young kid. And
a New Yorker getting love from a fellow New Yorker, a big time Spike Lee at the time. And we know Spike Lee's big time. And we know what he means to the Knicks, to Madison Square Garden. We know what he means. So for him to show that love, man, that's respect. That is respect, man. And we were talking. So I'm from Western PA, a small town called Uniontown. It's an hour south. But so I remember because you're in
Wait, excuse me, you cut out. What town you said?
Uniontown. It's an hour.
Yeah, I know Uniontown. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm from Union. So when we was in the Whippeal, like my teams were all my high school teams were always good. I played football, but our high school teams were always good. So I remember because Yuri Demetrius is 2 years older than me, and he was on the teams, and he was a 2,000-point scorer in high school. So he used to have knockout games with dude by the name of Drew Shafino, who ended up going to WU for a little bit.
I know Drew.
From Pitt Hill.
Shout out to old year. Shout out to y'all.
So when I used to watch the games, I'm like, Yuri is a dog, but like he never got in the games. I didn't know until that time that like there's dogs everywhere. There's dogs everywhere. So when I'm seeing, you coming in playing, things like that, I was like, man, I said, this game is big. This game is big. So I shout out to Yuri because he went to Shaler. He was a Shaler area Titan. He was a local product. But your junior year, now you're definitely running the show. It's you and Chevy. You got your big man down low, but you know what you're doing as a point guard. You averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and now you're up to 6 assists. So now the team is definitely on your back. Chris Taft is a sophomore. You got Aaron Gray now, who's also, so now you got the two big twin towers down there with Chevy. Now I look at the roster. We getting most of our cats now from New York. You got New York everywhere on this roster. You got Keith Benjamin as a freshman from Mount Vernon.
Yeah,
You got Keith Benjamin. You got Ronald Ramon as a freshman now from the BX. You obviously got you got John DeGroat out there.
Mark McCall.
Dante Milligan. I was gonna say Dante Milligan. So now this New York pipeline is the pipeline now. So you go in, y'all were 20-9 that year. I remember y'all played Pacific at the end of the year, in the first round. And I was watching. I remember I haven't watched that game since that game, but if my memory is correct, I just feel like we was off that game. I feel like we was just off that game. Take me back to that game. It's your junior, and it was an early game. It was an early game if I do remember.
Yeah, it was an
It
early
was an
game.
early game
Yep.
against Pacific. Yes, in Boise. In Boise. Take me to that game. Take me what your thought process was in that game, and take me about your analysis after the game.
Oh man, that game before that game, it was kind of because each time before we played in the tournament, we wanted to make an impact and make it further. You know what I mean? So this time we wanted to make it a little more special since we had different teams. We had different pieces. We had a little more shooters. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we had
yeah,
different players that can play too as well, more shot blockers and different stuff. Right?
yeah. And I forgot Antonio Graves too on that team. Antonio
Yeah,
Graves.
Antonio Gray, right,
Yeah,
my man, the shooter, man, Gator.
yeah,
He was a good shooter, man. He was a good playmaker, good swift player, fast step off the mat. And it was just fun, but you just installing the heart, the tough competitive spirit into them. That was a big time thing for me, you know what I mean? Because seeing those young fellas work hard and compete hard and practice and then learn, you know what I mean? I used to teach them as we're going,
yeah,
and just learn. Look at these options. Look at this on this cut, on this
yeah,
play. Look at this action on this. You know what I mean? Just take your time
yeah.
to see what you're doing first to move. So that was amazing. Going on the games and the runs we went on. Just winning and back against Georgetown. Down 20-something.
Yeah.
Coming back down to UConn. I'm telling Dickie V, I'm the only player in college basketball to tell Dickie V and promise to win. You know what I mean? Just take the win. See the win. It's that magic on his face.
Hey, you a PT Pierre.
Yeah. Baby. You know what I mean? They said when you say Dickie V's gonna say your name, you go there. When he say your name, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do him one better. It's snowing. It's a blizzard out here. Let me show him what's up. Let me let him know. We gonna win. I walked over to him. I was like, we was talking. How you doing, Mr. Vitale? We was talking. He was like, yeah, I bet you win. He was like, how you doing in the blizzard? And all this other stuff. It's so blizzard. Y'all ready? And I was like, yeah, we ready. Telling I was like, I bet you we win by 10 and better. And guess what we did? We won by more than 10 points. And that's why he was there like, look, he's coming over. He's coming over. You know, hey, he's coming over. Look at it. Are you told me, Carl? That's right, baby. Nobody was putting on shows like I was doing in college basketball. I was like, man, you got to be crazy, NBA. Anyway, long story short, we was back to live action.
Yeah.
We were busting our butts the whole season. And when we get to Pacific, we on our way to the game. We had to stop at this hotel or something else like that. And we seen Washington, University of Washington.
Yeah.
So little Nate Robinson was running his mouth and talking. Outside the bus, like, who is it? You can't see if we got the tanks on it. He's talking trash. I'm like, yo, hold up, man. Let me off the bus, man. Wow, who are you talking to? Yo, we was going in. And I was like, yo, beating on the bus, I'm beating on the window, like, yo, we was talking to you, so, yo, we wilding. I come out the bus, man. I was like, yo, what's up, man? Come out the bus talking to them. And that's how we was talking so crazy to them, because I was talking wild crazy to them after we lost against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State down in the Meadowlands. After we lost that game, we coming out the tunnel. We coming through the tunnel. And, I'm the last one. And I'm tight. No, I was first. I was tight, yo. I was like,
yeah.
And I'm like in the middle. And they saying something in one of the light skin points, I forgot his name right now, and then Nate Robinson, they right there, and they look and they said, someone said, what? What? And I snapped. Boy, I was like, y'all suckers, stop. Y'all West Coast dudes suck. And I was like, I'm pointing in their face, going all down the whole line, the whole thing. All y'all suck. I don't want no action. Hey, yo, they all against the wall like this. You got anybody you want. I'm telling you, just a fact, Jack. I was like, yo, so that's how I got me so tight. When I see him acting crazy, like, yo, come on, Jack. Y'all be having y'all chance. Y'all won't bust no move. So I'm getting at him again off the bus. And I was like, all right, bet. We're going to see y'all too after the game. We're going to beat these dudes, get them out of here real quick. And then we're going to see y'all next. Because they was playing next again. I mean, they was playing next in Boise. So they sitting right over there as he going down the court. They sitting right. And people can't see it. The second half, I'm talking crazy to him. First half, I'm talking crazy to him hitting them. The second half, I'm talking crazy to him hitting them threes. I was like, that's going to be on you. That's going to be on you next. I got your ass. I'm bugging about hitting them long threes and all that on the left side of the court. Bugging out, talking to him. I'm like, I couldn't wait because like we knew we could beat Pacific, yo. They was like the West Coast dudes that play in the park with no socks on or the little footy socks. So it was like, yo, come on, yo. You got to stop and knock it off. I can't guard everybody. I'm guarding this guard over there. He get buckets. I go switch. I say, well, come on, switch. He's scorching him. Then Ronald Moe gets scorched. I was like, yo, chill. This is crazy. I can't go everywhere. I'm trying to run around everywhere. And then Chevy, what is man, uncharacteristic, missed layup under the rim, throwing the ball. Nobody's stupid. I'm not going to bring it up again. You know what I mean? But nobody's stupid. We all know what happened. And it's just a bad look. You were second in the nation in field goal at the time. You get what I'm saying? I know what I was giving you. I was breastfeeding you. I was giving you everything.
Yeah. His percentage was very, very high.
Very high. You know what I mean? I was giving him.
And every broadcast, they would always talk about it, every broadcast. Was Chevy Troutman, you know, they'd be like his field goal percentage is so high down there in the paint right there. And like I said, that game.
Right. It was crazy. Every time.
I felt like I was on the team. I I was so upset. I'm like, oh, man, what's going on here?
We didn't want to lose that game, man. It was such a rough game, man. Because when you see people not playing the right way, and then when you see again when I'm cooking and I'm heating up, Antonio Graves want to get hit. Now everybody want to get. Now Ronald want to get. I'm like, yo, this is the time. Like, let me cook. And so I'm not cooking no more. Let me make the plays because
I remember that you were bringing us back, like you know, because they were going a little run, and you bring us back. You start showing us a little bit of your 3-point game, and I'm like, oh, okay. I said, there he is. I said, that's the leader. That's the leader.
And the paint floater and all that off the rebound, all that. I remember turning on the dude, spin move, and one. I'm not like that, getting the rebound, putting it back up on him. Like, y'all too little. I just need a little help. So sometimes when you help, man, when you see people not playing right, and you know why they're not playing right, you be saying that, you don't let you know, you make that 1 + 1 is 2, never 2.5. You do the math. We don't need no, but we was winning. Yo, I understand we were broke. You know what I mean? We were broke sometimes. Our kicking wasn't enough. Our kicking wasn't enough. It was shaky. You know what I mean? We were broke. Pockets. You know what I mean? So I know people had to make certain decisions. But goddamn it, for the rest of us, man, it hurt the rest of us a lot. Like for the long haul, because the more you win, the more you get seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more exposed you get.
And the longer you're in the tournament, the more eyes on you. You know, now you start getting games in prime time. The more you go along, and like you said, the more eyes on you. Now after that season, Aaron Gray went to the league. I think he got drafted by the Bulls, if I'm correct, if I remember correct. Aaron Gray, after the sophomore year, I think he got drafted by the Bulls.
He waited. Tabb left first. You know what I mean? Chris Tabb, my junior year, and Chris Tabb, sophomore year, left, and he was going to, you know, we were both going to test the waters. You know what I mean? And he was going on. I knew he was leaving, so I come back.
He was out like a thief in the night. He wasn't coming back.
I'm telling you, man, you don't want to take no more if people treat you a certain way, man. You don't want to see what's going on no more. I want to see this side now. I want to see this side of it. I want to get this money. I'm taking too much abuse over here, Jack. I don't need to take this no more. What's wrong with you, Jack? I'm out of here. I'm 6'10". I run the floor fast. I can jump and dunk crazy. I can block shots. I'm not a scrub. I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? It's time for me to go. I didn't set the record for block.
No one can blame him. No one can blame him for that. No one can blame you, man. You know, when you come from where a lot of people come from, and your goal has been all your life is to get to the NBA. Get to the NBA. That's your goal. So when they start knocking, you got to answer that door. You just got to answer
That's a
that door.
fact. Yeah, you
And
don't
then
want to be playing opportunity like that, man.
yes,
And
exactly.
these people don't care about you. They're not gonna help you get no money. You know what I mean? They're
No,
not gonna care. You live on the contract. Your contract is the NCAA letter of intent. You have
let
signed a
it.
contract. It's a
Yeah,
business transaction, Jack. You know what I mean?
it's
And
a
you're not getting
business
no.
transaction. So then, BX, your senior year, and your senior year. What I love about your senior year was I remember the leadership qualities I saw in your senior year when it came to the people below you. When it came because at your senior year you had freshmen coming in playing ball now. You know, you had fellow BK dude, but you had Levance Fields. You had Sam Young from Maryland coming in. So like you have all these, and then now Ronald Ramon's a sophomore and he's playing. Like you said, Aaron Grazer Jr., he's a year right below you. So, but what I loved about this team was there was a mix of everybody. And again, you're the general. 15 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. So now, all the 3 years that you started, you had to do everything as a do-all point guard. I call that the Isaiah Thomas point guard, where I got to be the scorer, and I also got to get people involved. So now, coming into your senior year, before we get even into the senior year, what is your mindset the summer going into your senior year? What is your goal for your senior year?
Man, my mindset was, man, I know these dudes gonna try some way to jerk me, so I might as well get ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, boy, you gotta get ready for the truth. And what's real is, you gotta be strong. You gotta be mentally strong because they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
try to pick on you. They're gonna try to use you, and they're gonna try to use you sparingly. You know what I mean? And they're gonna try to
Mm-hmm.
mess with your minutes. They're gonna try to mess with everything that's gonna help next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is the stuff that you have to think about. These are the
Yeah.
things that you have to live by. It's about being hungry and not letting anyone take away the love for the game that you have and you have worked for your whole entire life,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how long you've been playing this game. Don't let anybody take your smile. These people were trying everything, anything. So I say, yo, look, they even moved me to the shooting guard on purpose. Like I said, yo, this can't get even more nasty. It's nasty work. It got so filthy. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna show them. He didn't think Dixon didn't think I could come off the screen. I'm like, been working on coming off the screen, hitting off the stagger screens
Mm-hmm.
left and right. I've been doing this. I'm sitting there like,
Yeah.
what is he not seeing? This is crazy. So he tried to
Yeah.
put me in a position where he didn't think I could play the point from the wing, or he didn't think I could get mine. Now my
Mm-hmm.
playing ball, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't know how to get there? Just certain people you would assume and think that I
Yeah.
can. That
Yeah.
was just crazy. So you put me at the two. You put me at the two on purpose, knowing that Ronald Moan isn't the real point guard, knowing that Levan still having problems with the plays and different
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and getting us now set. Knowing he's not that vocal, there's certain things yet. He's not comfortable yet. So we're trying to get him more comfortable, for the
Yeah.
players more comfortable. Uh, he's just Dixon is making it more difficult. He's telling players now to don't pass you the ball right there, pass it to each other. So now I got
Mm-hmm.
to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, don't defer to me. Don't do this. I'm like, that, but it's not deferring. It's making a smart decision, making a smart
Mm-hmm.
basketball
Yeah.
play. You know what I mean? I've been
Yeah.
leading this team the whole time. The whole time. So now, besides my freshman year, I've been leading the team, and during my freshman year, I was helping leading the team. So this is
Yeah.
true. I'm like, yo, when I got to go through all this, my mindset is coming stronger, mentally strong, and show people that we can't be affected, because now he's trying to infect these some of the fans and some of the boosters on the side and they're trying to like say stupid stuff to me on the side of the game. The people that sit on the side, they used to try to say stupid stuff. So when you see me sometimes hitting them threes and
Yeah.
looking down, I'll be smiling at the fans, but I'll be talking trash to the boosters and all that. The haters, that like Victor, I'll be talking crazy to them. Yeah, like they're talking crazy. I talk spicy all day to them. What, like, cause look, my games at Pitt was like my home games was like away games, as sad as to
Yeah.
say. But I used to take the energy and good energy from the I used to give the fans energy, and and then show them love back with the X and show them love and get them hyped because they deserve it. They don't know what's going on between us. They don't know what's going on in this world. They don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We playing some good basketball. We having fun watching y'all play. We going home with a different experience. Our mental is different. Our spiritual is different. Our body's different. You know, we're happy. You know, so they're not thinking too much of it. And then when you see, man, back in the day, everybody always think the coach is always right. The coach is this. The coach wasn't this. The coach wasn't that. Yeah, right. I'm just telling you, he's a human being. He makes mistakes. Just tell him.
Yes.
Perfect human being. With that said, when we coming like when I'm coming back, man, it's like I'm gonna come and practice hard. I'm gonna come and do my thing. I got the I'm gonna uplift the practices. You know what I mean, and help the young fellas get better. So I spent more time with helping them get better, and you know, just showing them how to get over the screen, showing them how to trail the screen and defense. You know what I mean? Showing them how to get over a flare screen, showing them how to communicate better, run the harder. You know what I mean? Stop running.
Oh yeah.
Run forward too. Get a leg.
In position, you know, when to call this play and when does this work, you know what I mean? When to drop it down to the big after he's been effective. Just stuff like that. And stop screaming at people. They're going to, you know what I mean? Stop screaming and yelling at people. You got to talk something like this. You got to give them some confidence because, you know, you got to see who it is. Some people don't take that. They don't like taking it. They be like, oh, or they go in the shell or they get different, you know, or be like, oh, they're looking at you, you know. So it's how you talk to people. You know how you relate the message to people. So I used to do all of these different things to help them become better. Let them shoot on me in practice and score. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yo, I'd be like, shoot it. You know what I mean? This is the time for the shoot. I'll move back and now step back and let them get to shoot it. You know what I mean? Like just to get them comfortable in shooting the ball in somebody's face, or if he steps back, read the play. You know what I mean? Hit that in his face. If he goes, you know what I mean, goes over, go under, you know what I mean? Do what you're supposed to do. Make the right read. So I spent more time doing that because I just NBA camp and doing all this other stuff and I'm was going to work over there, and I just got way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I'm coming back here, I know these dudes ain't better than me, and I know I'm just a lot more mature. My mind is focused. I'm only focused on NBA. I'm only seeing NBA right now because I just got finished going through the process, and the stuff was, man, it was cool. Like it wasn't hard at all. Like it was crazy. So I'm like, this is wow. Like you know, I'm leading the NBA camp with my man, not my man, but Mike Malone. He used to be the coach of
and the Nuggets,
Mike Malone.
Yeah,
them Nuggets. He used to have me come out there and demonstrate. Now they had Aaron Miles,
championship
Kansas.
coach.
Got all these people. He had me demonstrate the shot fake pull up. You know what I mean? He said, Mr. Krauser, BS. Let's see him with that Pittsburgh Jamie Dixon showed you. He showed you the proper technique of the University of Pittsburgh. Because he was looking around. He's seeing Aaron Miles. He wasn't no shooter. He can't shoot it at Kansas. And then other guards, you look at other guards, those shooters. I was like, and they looked at me. I'm standing in the front. And it was like, yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? I ain't scared. Everybody in the camp is there. Everybody's looking in the camp. Now, you know what I mean? Like everybody, all NBA dudes, everybody in the camp, everybody else. So I'm doing the proper three-quarter shot fake pull-up, sweep, you know what I mean? Banging them things. I ain't missed one. You know what I mean? Left and right, going baseline, everything. So I'm just saying, all that, say this. They seen that I can do my thing. Nick Anderson and everybody from the Orlando Magic and different people showing me love. You know what I mean? Like, it was just mad people. They like, don't let the energy, don't think they're going unnoticed. We love you. You know what I mean? So all that, like the bogus stuff somebody else tried to say about me coming back, they don't know why I came back and they don't know nothing. You know what I mean? I was supposed to come out with the Detroit Pistons. I was just talking to the guy at the game, and because he knew my man, the Hall of Fame legend, Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars called my phone when I was going to meet Rod Strickland. Shout out to Rod Strickland, you know what I mean, at the Harlem Grill. And he wanted me to come out. He's like, man, we're going to pay for everything. I'll pay for everything. Larry Brown is the coach, you know what I mean? So I should have went out and should have left and went to Detroit, you know what I mean, for the million. So it was just a lot of stuff that goes into it, and a lot of people hating on me and talking bad about me and doing other stuff because what? I didn't comply to their bull crap. I'm not letting nobody punk me. You can't talk to me crazy. You're not going to do this. I've never been a pushover in my life. Why would I let you do it? I went through the worst of the worst in New York City and outside New York. What do you think you're going to do? What do you think I believe you do? You think I think you tough. That's what you think. I think you tough. You right. I don't think you tough. I don't care what you got. You know what I mean? I don't care where you from. I don't care what you are. I don't care how angry you are inside. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just here. I'm here with it. So when we playing in those games, and then I'm doing stuff, and that same year I'm playing in those games, I'm installing that, man, look, I don't care who it is. Dive on the floor. Work hard. Hit that person. And then I used to tell AG, Aaron Gray, and Sam Young, and Terrell Bates and those guys, shoot the ball. When I give you the ball, shoot it. Keith Benjamin and those guys. Because, with Jason Kidd and Steve Nash was on that joint, and they was getting mad those years, and they was getting mad when you'll pass the person the ball, and then guess what? They wouldn't shoot it. He'd be like, yo, shoot the ball. They tell him shoot the ball. So I would shoot the ball. You know what I mean? And I just keep the party going like that. It was big time playing in the NBA. I mean, playing in the NBA camp. But when you had the NBA watching you, it was awesome, man. And it was learning the NBA skills, the NBA work ethic. It was so amazing. All of those people teach you. They taught you, you know, how to be a better player. They taught you how to be a better person, a better all around guard. You know what I mean? You had to rebound and push the ball up. You had to hit the block shot to be able to guard somebody. You had to be able to switch positions. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to what? Have good cardio. You have to have good cardio. You can't be out there tired, rolling, You can't guard nobody, and you can't bring the ball up the court to get anybody in the set. You can't run 4. You can't run 2. You can't run 1.
Yeah.
3. You can't say it. You know what I mean? So the cardio, you know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah, you gotta have that cardio. I tell you, Black Magic, like watching your career at Pitt, I feel like I was on the team with you. Like y'all, you made us, you guys made us feel like we was a part of it. You guys made us feel that we was there with you guys. Like I said, from your freshman year, and then your freshman year, y'all win the Big East championship. You know, you played against Melo. Y'all's freshman year. So my last basketball question before I segue into what you're doing now. Throughout your playing career, college, high school, pros, who was your toughest matchup?
Oh man, when I get asked this every time, it's like immediately I start laughing and my brain goes to the blank. It's like, dang, it's so real, man. Some of the toughest people that I played against.
Yeah, and that's perfectly
So
fine.
crazy, right?
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, some of those some of these guys it's sad. I had some battles, some good battles, and well, I had it started off like a battle, and then it just I just took off and destroyed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's what I'm saying. I forget his name, Marshall, something Marshall. He was like the number one guy, and I just transferred over to Notre Dame,
yeah,
and I played a few games.
yeah,
Said, hey, Pat, you got it that thing, Pat? I'm talking about it was going down, baby. He hit cover down, boom, boom, and I'm locking him up. I locked him up, knocked it off. Boy, now I'm starting to 1 to the 2 that thing.
yeah,
Boom! Throwing people out the up now. Now I'm dunking on everybody. Now I'm coming off the rhythm bop.
yeah.
I'm bop, rhythm bop. You know what I mean? I'm out there bop, 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 rhythm bop. It was going crazy. So when you get the rhythm bop, it's crazy.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they can't go to a different zone. All you got to do is see the ring now. I
yeah.
had
Oh yeah.
44 points that game. You get what I'm saying?
Yep,
So I
yep.
had 44. I won that matchup. So it was but some of the guards, some more was fun. Talik Brown was fun. He was fun. Ben, fun.
Okay.
Ben Gordon was fun. Damn boy, I gotta get some more names. I'll get back at you with that.
That's all right. Hey, because I'm going
The
to have
next
you
one
on
that
again.
stood out.
I'm going to have you on again. You know,
I appreciate you. Yeah, it's nobody that stood out in my face. That was like, yo, damn, dog, gone him.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
You can't say it to a person that played D and love to
yeah.
play D. That's how I was getting on Rucker Park because I was locking people up. In Rucker Park, they used to
Seeing people
pretty
up.
much stick me on people locking. They used to call me the glove too, like GP. So
Yeah, like GP.
all of that, I'm locking them. Yeah, I'm locking all the grown people up. All them grown people come and say, nah, chill, don't do that. Hands just mad fast. I got long arms. This is not going to work out for you in a good way.
Yeah.
No way. I'm going to make it fun for me. So what? Yo, fun, man. I'm just telling you, brother, that playing this game of basketball, if you never the best, you got to take a rest.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is different, man. I'm just telling you. I played against all the top players, all Americans, every different people, and crushed them.
Yeah.
So if they point guards and all of that, what am I?
Yeah.
What am I?
Yeah.
I am him. The honorable. That's why I created. I am him. You know what I mean? It's just you talk that talk.
You got to talk that talk. Like Roy Jones, like he had that rap song. Some, you must have forgot. You got to tell him you must have forgot about me. You must have.
Yeah, I must have.
And what I like now, man, I like that Capel has guys coming back now, and coming and talking to his guys now, and you're ingratiated because you always been a crowd pleaser. Black Magic always been an entertainer. So now you're a part of the zoo. You are the official. You're the official leader of the zoo. Because for a while there, when we fell on hard times, people forgot what the zoo was all about. Because whenever you were there playing, that zoo stood up every game, all game long, you know, under the basket, wherever it was. They jump in for 40 minutes, 40 minutes long. And now you brought that back to the zoo where you showed them where the pride is. Because without the zoo gets the people, they get the players hype. Let's say we're going on a 2 minute drought, a 2.5 minute drought, and someone gets a steal. Now the zoo does their part, and players start feeding off of that. Now, how did you become the official leader of the zoo? I need to know.
As you said, man, I'm an entertainer as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I'm just keep it real. I love entertaining the fans.
yeah.
When we was going through the losing and all of, well, we still, when it was bad, it was dark
Dark
times.
times, dark.
We win the basement. Yeah, man, I'm like, man, look, something to bring some people back to the peak. You know what I mean? I got to
Yeah,
step up. When we had Dixon and he was going through his shenanigans and then he left and it was bad, he just left the ship how it was and it was bad. So I'm like, I know the fans want to see me. I know the fans want to come through and chill with a legend and show love. You know what I mean? A person that's more personable, that'll talk to them and vibe with them. I bet after this, everybody going to come out and try to do something down because they always try to, mimic what I do. That's a blessing. But I only try to bring that energy. And I felt like it was a responsibility to myself, loving this university and loving the city as much as I do and loving the people as much as I do, being connected, knowing people's grandmothers, babies, knowing people's aunties, you
yeah,
know what I mean? I know people's family, like the whole lineage,
yeah,
everything. Everything. I'm connected and invested in community unity with the families here.
yeah,
So I'm like, yo, they want to come and scream. They want to remember the times, So I come and try to help them remember the good times, and put them in that type of vibe. And then also I try to help them believe that we have a better tomorrow. We need to fight for a better tomorrow each year. You know what I mean? And come help these kids because these are kids that are fighting for a new, better tomorrow. They're fighting for the collegiate scholarship to keep coming. They're fighting for the money to keep coming. They're fighting for a door. They're fighting to be seen and known. You know what I mean? So better things can come during the pursuit of happiness. When you have somebody's kid here, it's a responsibility, man. Like I don't understand how when you don't get a chance, like people don't express how much that person that's playing, the collegiate
yeah,
basketball player that's playing is a 20-something-year-old young fella, or the
yeah.
girl is a 20-something-year-old, 19-year-old girl. She's still learning, she's still doing this.
Oh yeah,
So that's important to me. So I try to always and embed that in other people's heads. Like, yo, just be patient. These people are young. You know what I mean? They have room to grow. This and that. We want to see winning now. We want to see it right now. You know what I mean? We want it
yeah.
to be expedient
Oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
of what you used to.
And we want
Spoiled
to
and you were
microwave
used
it
to
real
winning.
quick. We want to microwave
Yeah,
it
we
real
were
quick.
spoiled.
Yeah,
You got used to winning. You got all that winning, man. You cheering every time you get to see a tournament. You don't know you care. You don't even have to say nothing.
yeah,
You know your team's going to tournament. You don't even
yeah,
have to say nothing. You know your team going to win a game. Even if they down, you know they're going to win. You don't even get worried. That is different when you're not even worried about the game no more.
Don't
That's
even
the
worry about it.
change.
Yep.
That's the iconic change. You know what I mean? You betting money. You know how much money we won people out here?
Yeah,
Crazy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Betting.
yeah,
But when you seeing all this losing, it was sad because if you have all this losing, man, it separates people, and then people try to get more angry at other people. People try to look for other people to be responsible for their problems. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And they try to hold the wrong people accountable, and they don't look at themselves. They
yeah,
don't say, "Hey, it's me doing this. It's me doing that. I'm trying to do this instead of trying to win it." Again, when people trying to prove a point instead of winning, you have the seats in the gym being changed. You got this and that being changed. You have people having a hard time to get in the game. You
yeah,
have the stars and the legends that helped and built this community unity and this winning tradition. You have them sitting in a damn bleacher somewhere. That's
yeah,
crazy. Why we sit so far as human beings and winners here? We built the joint. We
yeah,
helped the joint.
yeah,
We brought the
yeah,
winning back. We love
yeah,
the people. We brought the pulse, the heart, the energy, and love back. How you have us sitting in the boonies? Why we up there?
yeah.
Because people want to see us. They don't want to be asking you, what the hell you doing up here with us? Why are you up here? That's ridiculous. No big doing up here? This is crazy. I'm like, damn, shit, I don't know. They say, damn, they can't get no sauce, man. I just got some sauce. Anyway, let's get back to linebacker. You know what I mean? Stuff like this is killing you sometimes. So when I'm talking about these people, I've seen the gym packed even before Stallings came, and then when Stallings came, at Stallings, and then after Stallings, I've seen the gym. I walked in the gym, and the girls had more fans than we.
Yeah,
that was a super normal. It was cricket. It was quiet in there. And I'm like, yo, I used to do stuff on Facebook and Instagram to get fans to come back, to do different stuff. Thank you. You think I gotta appreciate it, bro? No, I get nothing. I get pooped on. I get the poopy movie. They play the poopy string music for me. It's like, damn, bro, why you doing it to me? What I do to you? Just cause like that. I graduated twice from the University of Pittsburgh to help them out. For one, it was the media stunt. I'm the only person. Why you shitting on me? I make everything better. You gonna shit on me to make everything? What are you making a point? We trying to cause openly because I'm out here killing. What are you talking about? I'm strengthening connections, making these connections. I'm doing my thing. I'm being strong. I believe in God. I stay strong. That's my only master. That's who I serve with the Lord Jesus Christ. The 10 toes, 2 feet, the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm complete. What are you talking about? I'm not being built and broken down by no man. That's ridiculous. That sounds bogus and it's still coming out of there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, so when you see all the damn losing and you see all that stuff, you got to look at yourself. You the one bringing these people in here. You doing it. You had winners. You had other players. You went to the NBA, and then they left. Mad people left. So with that said, I've seen people getting frustrated. Hey, Carl, you need to be this. I'm just telling you, man, if everybody knows what 1 + 1 is 2 is, why can't we just leave the math that way? You can't make it 2.5. You can't make it 3. You know, they know I'm supposed to be there helping their team, but it's okay. You don't get mad at nobody that don't want you at their party. So you got to go around and think around and do something else. You know what I mean? And then you got to do something else that's going to be good for yourself. That's going to build your spirit and your character. That's going to help connect to the youth. And that's going to do other stuff with these people. That's why I love blessing to be a broadcaster, you know, for 22 The Point. That's why I love showing love to the people. And that's why I love being a player development basketball coach. I know that was your next question. There. It was a proper segue. I had to do my thing, baby.
Go ahead,
you know what I mean? I just had to go do it. You know what I mean? That's my brother. It's just love. I love these people here. I love y'all people in Pittsburgh. I'm just going to tell you the love. I'm going to tell you for real. When your dimples are shining like that and you out here smiling like that, that's when I know it's all love. You know what I mean? That's when I know the love. It's supposed to come out, though.
Hey, every time I see you,
I like that you doing that.
Hey, every time I see you, it's always love. Every time I see you. It doesn't matter where we're at. It doesn't matter what's going on. You know, you always show love, and I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate and like I said, this is one of many interviews. You know, because I would love to start having you on, start talking about the team more, things like that. You know, on you know, and do stuff like that. But my last thing before I let you go, because you're doing great things with your YouTube and you know now you're on the TikTok and everything now. Where can we follow you? Well, I already follow you everywhere, but where can people follow you so they can see what you're doing on a day to day and see how you're doing things and how positive you are about things going on?
Thank you. Well, all the good people in the world, you can check me out, man, on my YouTube channel first, you know, Carl BX Krauser. You can just type in Carl Krauser, pop up, you know what I mean? Always love. Thank you to Jesus Christ for your subscription and for you to hit the like button and subscribe and talk, you know, leave a comment. Also, on all social media platforms, it's Carl BX Krauser. So that's TikTok, that's Facebook. Respect My Journey. It's my business. That's my LLC. That's my brand. This is how I run it up.
Respect My Journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Respect my journey because I respect other people's journey, not everybody's journey. You know what I mean? I respect other people working hard and living life. You know what I mean? Still, I don't expect third people's journeys at all. We're going to keep that straight down the middle, stay straight. No game. So thank everybody for tuning in. I love and appreciate everybody. Shout out to my whole family. Respect to my whole family. Respect to your family and everything you got going on in the future, brother. I hope one day I'll be on ESPN one day talking about you in the interview I had, you know. I hope one day they call a Pitt game. You know, it'd be smart to have me call a Pitt game and bring it on and bring the energy. It'd be amazing to be on FS1, you know, all of that, Fox, FS1, everything. So I appreciate everybody, yo. Take a chance for your man. I always love. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope y'all had a good time listening.
Hey,
That's
I
up.
appreciate you, BX all the time.
Uh,
Killer.